Right guys, welcome back. Well, in my last video I replaced the strut top on my Audi A6 C6 because the vehicle had been knocking intermittently. So I road tested the vehicle and it seemed fine. However, when I've looked at the vehicle in the past for this knocking noise, which is obviously quite intermittent, whenever I jack it up it always tends to disappear for a few days, which is really odd. But I jack the vehicle up, check all the ball joints, check all the bushes with a bar, can never find anything loose, put it back on its wheels. I'll do 20, 30, 40 miles and then it'd be absolutely fine. Then all of a sudden the noise will come back. So we've driven the car for 4 days on the trot, zero problems. This morning I get in the car, pull off the driveway and there's a light clunk, metallic clunk coming through the bodywork. So yeah, I thought, is the fault coming back or was that just fluke? So drove down the road, no problems, did about 20 miles and this knock just gradually got worse. So basically when you initially pull off, there's quite a sharp clunk. You can feel it through the body, you can feel it through the pedals slightly. It feels like it's like hitting the, like a metal on metal kind of noise. Done a little bit of research and I found that Audis, well A6s shall we say, do sometimes have a subframe bolt issue. So my plan is I'm going to bring the vehicle back in and have a look. Now apparently the subframe bolts stretch and it can make the subframe just move slightly. I mean, I have barred all these things before and I've never seen anything obvious, but I'm, for peace of mind, going to jack it up, check the subframe, check the mounts, check all the welds on the subframe, and I'm also going to check the rear gearbox mount because I've checked the engine mounts, they seemed fine, but I haven't checked the gearbox mount, so that's the plan now. So yeah, not a lot of space under here, but I'm going to crawl underneath, check all the bolts, make sure everything looks tight, and we'll go from there. Oh, the joys of motoring, eh? I'm going to start with the obvious stuff, the front mounts. Yeah, that feels tight. I'm aware you guys probably can't see what I'm doing here. So guys, I hope you can see this. The rear subframe bushes look a little bit worn and I think I can see some rust on this metal part of the subframe and this bracket where the rubber bush in the centre sagged. I hope you can see it. And this is touching this, which obviously would give me my noise. So I'm just going to remove this bracket and then check. So yeah, if I can see a rusty edge, it does suggest that it's been catching, which could very well be my knock. Now the bracket's off, you can actually see a little mark there, which is making me wonder, has this been touching? Is this our problem? I will say the rubber has split a little bit inside. I much prefer old style subframes which weren't rubber mounted. The thing what's not convincing me is this, there is a rusty line around here, but if it was touching I'd expect it to be shiny metal, not just rusty. So guys, I've pulled the car back outside, checked all the bolts are tight, they all are. All the bushes look okay. There is some cracking in them, but there don't seem to be enough movement to make a knock, if that makes sense. I've pulled some stones out, some pebbles and stuff out from between the subframe and the vehicle. Again, I don't think that's the problem, but I've done it. There is a little bit which I thought was rubbing, as you've seen earlier in the video, but I'm not convinced because the subframe's still rusty. And if it was catching, I'd expect it to be shiny, especially after I've driven it today. So I'm not convinced. I'm going to run it up the road. I'd imagine the noise is gone now because I've jacked it up and that's what seems to happen. But if I can hear it, I'm hoping you guys will be able to hear it too. So let's run it down the road and see what happens. Yeah, it's one of them faults that tends to go away with speed. So it's normally slow town driving, for example, like, stuck in traffic, pulling off, just slowly. You don't have to accelerate hard, but it will just go clunk, clunk. And as you can imagine, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. So yeah, it's not doing it much though. It is doing it very slightly, but when it's bad, it really does clunk. It tends to be worse going round a roundabout, but there you go, a little bit of a clunk. Lighten the tyres up in second gear. There you go, clunk. There we go. That's bad. Hope you guys can hear that. Clunk, clunk. Can you hear that? So yeah, if you've got any ideas, you think you know what's wrong with it, please leave a comment below. Let me know, put me out of my misery, because I'm at my wit's end. I want to scrap the bloody thing. That's not serious, obviously. I'm not really going to scrap it, but clunk clunk. So thanks for watching. Please remember to help out a friend by leaving a comment below and letting me know what's wrong with my car. Thank you very much.